Alright, today I'm fixing fret buzz and fretting out in general at the lower frets of this guitar. I will be doing this by adjusting the truss rod and then resetting the action. This is not a review of this guitar, the Solar S 1.6. There's nothing wrong with this guitar, I just kind of messed up when setting it up, so we're going to be fixing that now. And by the way, this video is not sponsored. So first, the procedure, you're going to need to get into where the truss rod is. So if your guitar has a truss rod cover, you're going to need a screwdriver to take the screw off. Some guitars just have an open space. You can directly access the truss rod. Some guitars have the truss rod access down here. Some of them have the spoke wheel. For this guitar, it does have the truss rod cover, so we need to take that off. And then once they're in there, you're going to need an Allen key or whatever tool for your guitar that is used to adjust the truss rod, either tighten it or loosen it. In this case, we'll be loosening it. You'll probably need something to measure string height for later when we're resetting the action. You'll need whatever tools your bridge needs to adjust the string height and the intonation. And a capo is pretty nice for checking the neck bow. So then jumping into the procedure, first we check the back bow if there's any back bow. And what the capo is for is you can put it at the 1st fret and then you depress at the 15th fret and you check around the 7th fret or so with a feeler gauge, some kind of measurement tool. But if it's severely back bowing, it'll be pretty obvious because the string will be touching the fret. And that was the case with this guitar here. So now that we've diagnosed the problem, what we want to do is get into where the truss rod is. So again, for this guitar, you take off the truss rod cover. And you want to take your Allen key or the tool to use for adjusting the truss rod. And you want to loosen it, so lefty-loosey. And only loosen it about 1/8 of a turn to 1/4 of a turn at a time. So you do that, then you want to check the string height, how it's playing, if it's still fretting out at those low frets. And it'll probably take a few times depending on how severe the neck bow is. If it's back bowed a lot, or if the neck was just too straight, maybe it just needed a little bit of bow introduced. So you'll do that, you'll periodically check, and then what you want to do once you get that generally figured out is you want to tune back up the strings. If you've had to make major adjustments to the truss rod and the neck has moved significantly, the strings will be out of tune. So you want to do that and you want to check the action again. Because after all, when you play the guitar, it should be in tune. You may have to do some readjustments. Now once you've done that, you want to get your string height correct, your action right. You probably had it set up to how you like it before you messed with the truss rod here. So now that there's a bit more bow in the neck, things will be a little different. Some people like low action, some people like high action, lots of people like it in between. I personally prefer low action, so I'm going to go for about 1.25 millimeters, measured from the 14th fret on this guitar. Some of my other guitars I put even lower, but this one in general is happy in that area. So just the string height, the bridge height, depending on what type of bridge you have. On this Retune, you can just adjust it right here. If you have a floating bridge, like a Floyd Rose, it is a good idea to not adjust the bridge height under string tension. That's going to wear down the knife edges. You'll want to loosen the strings, and then you can adjust the bridge up and down. Be wary of the springs too. Once you've got your string height all set up, you'll want to retune your guitar and double check that everything is still the way you like it. Do readjustments if you need to. Finally, we have to set the intonation. We've messed with the neck bow, we've messed with the string height. Some of these strings are probably going to be out of whack. It's possible the intonation will be just fine if it's been a seasonal change and you're putting the setup back to where it was supposed to be. Maybe the intonation is okay, but still check it anyway. And the intonation, it's moving the saddle. What you want to do is you want to play the open note, make sure that's in tune, and then fret at the 12th fret and check if that's in tune. And there you have it. You fixed the fretting out at the lower frets due to a too straight neck or a back bow. You've reset the string height, the action, and you've reset the intonation. Your guitar is good to go. So thank you for watching. I have to say the YouTube things now. This is YouTube. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, print out every frame and mail it. Join the Discord, and if you're looking for something cool to listen to, check out my music on Spotify and other major streaming services. I do some video game music covers. I do some originals. I even put out a 3-song neoclassical kind of Baroque styled thing. And hey, as always, peace.